So the Battlefront Classic Collection is now available on all platforms as it released today, but people are experiencing a lot of issues with the online multiplayer, including myself. Yes, I've gone in there, I've tested it. I'm going to tell you my personal experience with the game online, and yes, I've experienced pretty much everything else everyone is complaining about, including server disconnects, lag, poor hit detection. It goes on and on. So I'm going to go over my personal experience with the multiplayer and then also talk about what people are saying on Reddit, the Steam reviews, and let me tell you, it's not looking good for the launch of the Star Wars Battlefront Classic Collection. And I want to preface this by saying that yes, I did get an early review copy of the game. I posted my review on the channel. You probably have watched my review. And I want to say this, I did not get to experience the online multiplayer during my review session because all of the multiplayer servers were not available. People were not playing online during that pre-release period. So unfortunately, I did not get to experience the online multiplayer, and I did mention this clearly in my review video. So the reason why I'm bringing this up is please do not attack content creators like me who got an early review copy. Now, I did give the game high praise because I was playing in instant action mode, so I was excited in that regard. I was excited for the fact that the graphics have been upscaled as well, and that we saw some graphical improvements compared to the originals. But now, today is a different story that we're experiencing the multiplayer and it's clearly broken, right? So I'm probably going to do a whole separate multiplayer review or something like that. Or you could just count this video actually as my multiplayer review at launch because yes, it is absolutely terrible, but please do not attack content creators like me. This is not my fault. This is clearly on Aspyr and Lucasfilm Games because clearly they did not prepare the servers and multiplayer for the onslaught of people that would be getting online. So let's go and dive into all of the stuff people have been talking about. I'm going to start off with my experience with the multiplayer. So I first dived into the Star Wars Battlefront 1 multiplayer last night. I wanted to go into, maps like Bespin platforms. And for Battlefront 1 multiplayer, I didn't experience too much issues, to be honest. I did have some hit detections problems here and there. So again, I didn't experience too many issues with Battlefront 1's online multiplayer. Now, jumping into Battlefront 2 for me has been a mixed bag of crap. Let me just put it that way. So I've experienced everything from bad hit detection to server disconnects to server hangups, lag, you name it, I've experienced it. I've also had this really annoying glitching when spawning where the screen flickers, and I've had to quit out because it just hurts my eyes. So I've had that problem as well. So I've experienced pretty much every major problem that everyone else is reporting on Reddit and in the Steam reviews. So I can confirm that these Steam reviews, that this Reddit conversation, it's not just clickbait bullcrap that people are saying. It is actually legit. People are having real legit problems with the game. Now, I'm going to talk about these posts right here on Reddit. This was posted on Reddit. People are saying, get ready for Battlefront 2 27 launch controversy 2.0. And you can see right here by the Steam review page, it says mostly negative. So of course, this is bad news right here. And if we hop over to the actual Steam reviews, we see people like Kevin saying, this was not like the simulations. And then Kamiji, I think I said that right. They said the first hour of launch, only have 3 servers to join, massing about 200 people rounded up. Seriously, WTF is this? I'll update this review if I can actually join a lobby. Then they post their update that said, was only able to join 1 heroes versus villains match, and the hero side was completely broken. No one could join the heroes team, which resulted in no one to fight against. And then this review over here on the right side, Dark says, can't invert flight. And then Red Canadian One says, developer needs to aspire to do better. Disappointing and lazy launch. I was hoping to replace the Xbox emulator of the same games, but the split screen is only for 2 players, not 4 as seen in the original games. Server support is lacking as well in the multiplayer. I also don't understand why the game is so large in size with no clear graphical update. It is helpful that they added controller support, but it doesn't justify the price premium over the PC nor emulated versions. I hope they update the game and provide better support now that it is released. Now, I will address the thing he said about the graphics. I personally feel the graphics have been upgraded while retaining the original look of the game. I think that's what they were going for. But with his other complaints, totally get what he is saying here. So, again, the issues are clearly here, and Aspyr needs to aspire to do something better, like that reviewer said. That was very well put. So that's the next thing. Will Aspyr actually come forward, address these issues, and say something? I've checked their Twitter today. I've checked their social media. They have not said anything just yet. And I can tell you right now, if Aspyr is listening, you better start communicating with fans quickly and getting these issues resolved very quickly before this kind of gets out of control, because I still want to see this game updated and patched with fixes. And, I want to see people get online and actually be able to experience this game like they're supposed to, because I do believe that if this game works properly with the proper patches, resolving the issues very quickly, we will see people actually playing this game in large amounts. I think people really want to play this game and experience it. I know that I do, and I know that a lot of my community do as well. Now, this was posted also on Reddit. This person by the name of John Davis 27 said, "Why is the Battlefront franchise so unbelievably cursed? I just don't understand why this franchise is so hard to get right. Star Wars Battlefront is a classic franchise. It's legit the most popular Star Wars gaming experience. How do these companies keep the bed every single time with the recent releases? Battlefront 2015, way too little content at launch. Took multiple DLCs to get the game into an acceptable state of content. Then we have Battlefront 2017. Microtransactions controversy that nuked public perception of the game for literal years, and right when the game and Star Wars were both surging in popularity and potential for new content, EA canceled support in favor of Battlefield 2042, which was a pile of hot crap at launch. Battlefront Classic Collection, a slew of bugs, terrible servers, broken matchmaking, all for $35, and yet another feather in the cap of shame. They then go on to say this franchise deserves so much better treatment than it's gotten. It's honestly embarrassing. Why is it so hard to get this formula right? Just make a game that works at launch with all 3 eras represented, vehicles that actually work, and stable servers with new maps and units, heroes getting added over time. It would print money on its own. It really is just such a shame that this franchise just is continuously mistreated with seemingly no end in sight." Totally agree. When I made my Battlefront review video for this Classic Collection, I was truly hopeful that maybe this would be it. Maybe this would actually work out. And I did have some concerns, of course, for the online multiplayer servers. And again, I did mention in my review video that since I got a pre-release copy, I did not get to experience the multiplayer, so I did have a little bit of concerns there. But now that we're here on launch day, it's like, man, I can't believe we're actually here yet again with more problems. Now, can they resolve these issues? Yes, of course they can. So it's going to come down to Aspyr. It's going to come down to Lucasfilm Games to actually fix these issues and really communicate with us, the community, their fans, the people that love this game, and tell us what's going on, tell us how they're going to fix it, show us that they really care about the Battlefront franchise. I do believe that if they don't fix this game very quickly and turn this thing around very quickly, when they release the next Battlefront or whatever they do, people will not care. People will just like, who cares? I don't care. I'm not going to support you anymore. We're not going to be duped anymore. Because they're just going to believe that the next Battlefront game is going to be crap again if they don't fix this Classic Collection. So right there is the huge issue in and of itself. So they have to fix this very, very quickly. Now, this was also posted by I Am Not on Reddit at Work. And they posted this. They said, "I loved the originals. This re-release so far is hands down the worst video game I have ever paid money for." So they went as far as to say that. And they said the mouse sensitivity on the main menu does not use your Windows sensitivity. It is very high and cannot be changed. The quick play option just constantly tries to put you in full games and fails. The server browser only has 3 servers. I'm sure this one will at least get better with time. And yes, it has, by the way. I have confirmed that I think that they have over 20 plus servers now. So that's at least some good news. And then they said if you host a server, your FPS, your frame rate, is capped at 30 frames per second. I have not confirmed this yet, but I have heard this from multiple people. If this is true, WTF? Like, what is going on? Like, seriously, right now? Anyway, I'm going to move on to number 5. It says, doesn't affect me personally, but they completely removed the invert aim option. And the number 6, again, doesn't really affect me, but how in the world is this game 63 gigabytes? So a lot of really good points there. And then they go on to say, how do you re-release a 20-year-old game and not only make literally 0 improvements, but actually actively make it worse than the original? Insane, LOL. So now I would have to say that with the graphics, they did make some improvements. It's definitely way more sharper and then way more clear with the textures, at least for me. What do you all think? I think I've noticed this. And I did a graphics comparison video, by the way, that I released today. And you will see this in my graphics comparison video. You can definitely see a big difference in the clarity of textures and stuff like that. Even some new lighting additions like reflective floors and things like that. So graphically, they kept the game intact, right? And they kept that nostalgic feel, which I do like. And I would like to see even more graphical updates in the future and perhaps even a true remaster of this game in Unreal Engine 5. But today, we're focusing on these multiplayer issues because the big selling point of the Classic Collection is the online multiplayer. That is the reason why we're all buying this game, to experience this multiplayer, because back in the day we didn't get to experience online multiplayer. I know I didn't have the internet connection to experience this game and really dive into the online multiplayer. So I am very excited to have that opportunity to play this online multiplayer on consoles like the PS5, Xbox, and on PC as well. I really want to jump into this and experience it with you all. So I think Aspyr and Lucasfilm Games, they're really dropping the ball right now. And another area they're dropping the ball is with communications. Like, are you going to say something on social media? You know, teams like the Helldivers team, they communicate constantly with their fans. They're out there talking about how they were increasing server capacities, how they're working on their servers. And right now, Lucasfilm Games, hello, where are you? Aspyr, hello, where are you guys? And I know I sound super frustrated in this video, because I am. Like, right now, I feel like cussing up a storm in this video because I'm so frustrated with these problems. And I've experienced all of them. Another big issue for me when playing this is I'll jump into a game, finally get into a game that works, and then it will immediately end within 1 minute. Like, how is that possible? How do they not test this? I'm shocked here. But anyway, I'm done with my rant, and please leave your comments down below. Let me know how your experience is going. Let me know the platform you're on and all the issues you're experiencing at launch. And of course, hopefully Aspyr and Lucasfilm Games says something in the next 24 hours to address these issues and tell us how they're going to resolve them. But I will see you all next time. Take it easy, everybody, and may the force be with you always.